Well, hi guys, it's that time. It's our Bible teaching snippet of the day. Well, I'm going to pick up and do a part 3 on things Jesus never said about healing, okay? Now, yesterday I was talking about the difference in belief and faith, what we believe versus faith. Those are actually two different words. Now, they are related, okay? Faith is number 4102, and it is a noun, okay? Remember, Hebrews 11 says faith is the substance. So a substance is a noun, okay? The word believe is a verb. It's something we do, okay? So when it says believe in Jesus, it means there's an action behind what you believe, okay? And sometimes I know it's complicated. I get that. That's why I've done such a deep study on those two words. But the word believe is 4100, and it is a verb, okay? Faith, 4102, is in our Bibles in the New Testament, King James, 280 times. It appears there. And again, that is a noun, okay? And it is pistis, P-I-S-T-I-S, okay? And it means to have confidence, okay? Now, the word believe, it is an action verb, okay? And it's 237 times, and it's pistio, or P-I-S-T-E-U-O, pistio. Now, I'm going to give you one more example of this, okay? Let's talk about the weather, okay? From me gathering what the newsman said about the weather, okay, what I put in my mind on what I have heard on the TV or the news, or maybe I get on the internet and I look at the weather report. See, I have gathered information and put that in my mind. So I have formed my belief of the weather from that information, what I'm believing for the weather. Now, my faith is a response to what I believe, because if I believe it's going to rain, I'm going to have faith in getting an umbrella and taking it with me, okay? If what I believe about the weather is it's going to be warm outside, I'm going to wear short sleeve shirts and not a winter coat or a raincoat. Does that make sense? Okay. So see, that's basically what we allow to be put into our minds will determine what we believe. That's why I was an atheist for a while. I had allowed and gathered the wrong information, so I had the wrong belief system. And I had no faith that there was a God. So, it can work both ways. So we can put good stuff into our heads and we will believe. And, when I hear the word faith and hope, I think about the word expectations, because whatever I believe is going to determine my expectation of that thing. Okay, I'll give you one more example. This chair that I'm sitting in, whatever I believe about this chair is going to determine my faith toward that thing. If I believe it's going to hold me up, I've got faith to sit down in it. If I believe it's too wobbly, okay, maybe I've seen other people fall, or I've read a bad report about this particular kind of chair not holding enough weight, and I know that I weigh a little more than the chair usually will hold, see, then I won't have enough faith to sit down in the chair, okay? And I pray. I'm going to read something. I meant to read it yesterday. Here's just a little bit out of an article I wrote about the difference. In doing a Greek word study, the words faith and belief are clearly two different words with two different meanings. Unfortunately, our English language, in our English one, we don't understand the difference. Without going too deep into the difference, belief is a choice. Faith is a result of the things that we choose to believe. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there now. I'm done with that part. But now that I did this teaching, it wasn't just a few minutes after I posted it. I had 2 or 3 people reach out to me privately, and I want to just talk about that. One of the viewers, and I'm not going to name names here, it's, he was really nice and thanked me for my teaching and everything. And here's the thing. This is what he said. Since I have been prayed for by numerous folks who know how to pray the prayer of faith, who do indeed believe, why can't I receive my healing? This is the hardest part of these teachings, the why. And he's right. Why is healing not occurring? If I personally do not have belief for it, surely one of the other 50 people who have prayed for me should have enough belief for it. Okay, now here's what I want to teach about today. And I had another that basically was saying the same thing. Well, I've had a lot of people pray for me, so why didn't I receive healing? And this other person that wrote me said, so what you're telling me is the persons that have prayed for me in the past didn't have enough belief or faith to get me healed. So let me address that really quick, because look, I don't want to condemn people who do pray for others, because look, at least they love you enough they're praying for you, right? Maybe what they need to do is get more understanding about their part in the praying, okay? We are all growing and all learning as we go. And here's what I always say. Grace is giving people time and room to grow. And we have to be careful not to throw rocks and condemn each other. But here's what I've seen is that when sick people don't get healed, we have a pocket full of rocks and we throw them at them and say, it's your fault, you're the problem, you don't have enough faith. And, so I don't want to reverse that and start throwing rocks at people who are willing to pray. So I don't want to do that, but here's what I do want to explain today. And I wrote back and said this. Unfortunately, most people who are praying for the sick are not applying any faith of their own because they have been taught that it's totally up to the sick person to have their own faith. And really what people are doing is standing in agreement with what the sick person is believing for, okay? And I was taught this, and I'm not going to name names, okay, because I'm not out to try to hurt anybody. But early on when I started learning about healing, I was told that it was totally up to the person whether they got healed, okay? And even with that, though, I was seeing 30% of the people that I was laying hands on get healed, which was pretty radical for me when you realize I used to didn't believe in healing at all. But once I started listening, and I will name this name, Curry Blake was teaching the Divine Healing Technician training. He blew me away with the concept of people, it doesn't matter whose faith is in place. It's not about the sick person having faith necessarily versus the person praying having faith. Faith has to be there, but whose faith is open, okay? When I started believing that I could see people healed on my faith, that no matter what they believed, my faith applied, my $10 bill would buy that Big Mac combo. It didn't have to be their money. It could be my money. And all heaven needs is somebody to have that $10 bill so they can ring up the order and send it out. And I know that's a simple way of putting it, but here's what, and it's not a perfect example, but when I got past the thought of it's there, watch, every time I would pray for people, okay, I would walk away thinking, Lord, I've done the best I know how to do to build their faith so that they will get healed. So I pray that they have faith, and I would go away wondering, does this person have enough faith to receive what I've just spoken? And that's a horrible place to be in when you're going around praying for people because you don't know the outcome. And you're almost double-minded because you believe in God and you believe in healing and you believe that what you've spoke is true, but then you're wondering if it's really going to take place. So when I started believing and understanding that it was not necessarily the sick person's faith that could, now a sick person can have enough faith to get healed. That's in your Bible too. But what we overlook is that many times a person did not have any faith or any expectation, but they got healed off of someone else's faith, okay? So when I started operating under the idea that it was my faith and that I needed to focus on me and what I believed to produce the results, that was so freeing for me. And I understand that puts a lot of responsibility on me, takes it off the sick person. But that's okay. because that has motivated me to keep pushing and pushing and pushing till I can see the results that Jesus has. Because when I hear that what I have spoken did not pass, it bothers me, but it also motivates me to keep pushing until I can see the results that I'm seeking for other people. All right, so now today, I've already gone 10 minutes, but I want you to understand I'm not throwing rocks at anybody. But early on, one of the ministries I worked in, basically we were trained that it was the other person's faith, and what we would say to them when they came up for prayer is, what can I believe with you for today? So see, basically I'm saying I'm standing in agreement for whatever it is that you are wanting today. And so with that said, we have been taught wrong in that, because what happens is we don't apply our own faith toward anything. We are just helping the person feel like maybe that they can receive it. And that's why we don't see a lot of results, okay? So these are not bad people. They just lack understanding, okay? But once you understand that you can apply your own faith in Jesus toward a situation, then you can start seeing a shift in the results of what you get. And they will go from 0, from 10 to 30 to 70 and stuff. And that's my point here, is I want people to grow and know that we're not locked into this, that the sick person has to have their own faith. Or if they don't get healed, it's because they didn't have any faith. That we need to stop that and start expecting more than what we've got. So to recap that, okay, I want to say it one more time. Most people who are praying for sick people are really, they don't understand that their faith plays a part in that person's healing. And they just need to understand that their faith can actually get someone healed. And I've used these examples before. If a bird is laying on the ground dead, how much faith do you think the bird has? 0. It's my faith and what I believe that determines whether that bird gets healed or not. And here's the thing. I'm not trying just to raise the bird from the dead anymore. I'm trying, from the moment I put my finger on that, for it to get up and fly away. I don't want to work with a bird for 20 minutes. See, I say this a lot, that I practice on the animals in my backyard because I'm trying to get better and better and better and activate my own belief and my own faith toward every situation. Now look, I'm going to hop off here today. Tomorrow, well, today's Saturday, but anyway, my next teaching that I'm going to do, I want to I want to show you real examples in the Bible that prove to you that it was not the sick person's faith that got them healed, but it was either another person or it was Jesus, but it was not the sick person. So I'm going to hop off here. I love you, and I'll see you again right here. Bye-bye.